Welcome to Sports Matters TV, bringing you exclusive interviews, live shows, breaking news, and exclusive podcasts. Check out our website www.sportsmatters.tv or call into our office today. Sports Matters TV and Media on McCurtain Street, Cork City. Check out our sponsors, the Macau Casino Cork and Ifix Computer and Phone Sales and Repairs in Blarney. Proudly filmed by Deep Red Productions, Sports Matters TV, bringing the sports home. Okay guys, welcome to Sports Matters TV. We're in Cove, perhaps the busiest day of the year in Cove as well. It only took us about an hour to get here, but thankfully Michael waited around. He's an absolute gent. Regarded one of Cork City's greatest I suppose imports, even though you're a Cork man. Yeah. A true legend of the game, Michael Devine. How's things with you?
Good.
That's good. You're as busy as always, and you look as fresh as always.
Don't feel it today, and I was training this morning at 10 o'clock, but I don't feel it now at this time.
Definitely, but you're still active, you're still kind of involved, obviously still loving the game. We've seen a few things in the paper recently that you might be involved, there might be a bit of management, there might be more helping out. What's the situation at the moment?
It's just the last club I played with, Cove Wanderers, we got to the cup final a couple of years ago and I liked it and all that, but I just had to pack it in. But now the manager's left, so I just stepped in just to see over a few things, but I don't know, see what happens. See what happens.
Early days, and I seen you not so long ago. You were playing Ga as well. Obviously, that run up and down the pitches, for the frees and stuff. Obviously, you still love it. It's still
that's where I was living at the time. I was living down Castleknock, and a small village like that, you have to play the Ga.
Of course,
a special village. And then if you didn't play whatever they were playing, you were in trouble in the village. So I started playing.
It's a special game. Now you've had a great career, a Cork City legend. You've won the league, Satanta Cup, FEI Cup. How did it start for you first day? Like the early days, was there always an interest?
Always an interest. Played with Springers when I was a kid growing up. Went to England, but just my dad played soccer, so I sort of followed in his footsteps.
Yeah.
I just loved playing goals. So.
And what was it like? You went to Millsborough, was the first big move, I suppose.
Yeah, it was good. The only problem was I think I was too young. I was 15 at the time. Yeah. I like to leave home at 15, especially from a small little town it was this then, Cove. Yeah. It was tough going, but I enjoyed it. I learned a lot over there.
What kind of players were there at the time? I suppose as always, would you ever get starstruck being around?
I think you were at the start, but then after a few days of training, you were just stuck in it. Gallic Palace, there was there. He was still there. Stephen Pears was the goalkeeper.
Yeah,
there was a lot of good players there at the time. Manager was Bruce Rioch. He was a great manager. Great place to be.
Definitely. And you had a brief loan move to Newcastle.
That was a funny one. Yeah, Keegan. I loved Liverpool. When I was growing up, and Keegan took over as manager and. I think Tommy Wright got injured and Pavel Cernicek just was after coming over and they weren't sure, and I went up for a 6-month loan. It was great just to see Keegan train every day.
Yeah. And what was Newcastle like in general? Obviously,
super. It was good. I wasn't living there, I was only living on the road, but I just came up for the games and training, but the place was hopping.
Absolutely big club as well. Now you came back to Ireland to the happiness of many people. That first league game, of course, it was 93, I believe, with Cove.
Cove, the first league and first keeper to come on. I think in the substitute rule came in as a goalkeeper. Came on. Stephen was in goal. Stephen Henderson. He got injured. I came on. I think we win that game. I think
he did. Yeah, from what I recall. Yeah.
But that was the start of it then.
Definitely. And you obviously. You went to Waterford for a couple of years and you made a massive impact.
Yeah, I enjoyed it down there. Tommy Lynch did a good team. I was Covert doing nothing at the time. It was just a club just drifting along.
Yeah.
And Waterford wanted to get promoted, so I went down there because it was good players and we had a good team actually. A good couple of years down there. I know we got relegated about 2 years later, but I had good seasons down there. We lost players in the next season, so then City came calling. That was it.
Definitely, I believe it was a big fee as well. It was around 30 grand at the time, which is fantastic. But obviously, you made a serious name for yourself at City. We all knew who you were at Waterford and, of course, what you've done in England. But City is where we all know Michael Devine and so many great years there. What was it like to make that move up the road?
I loved it. I was training in Waterford and I was pushing for the move. I knew they were interested. I was talking to Lee Murphy and Derek Mountford at the time. I knew Lee Murphy from growing up. I'm playing against him actually. And he wanted me to come up and once they mentioned me, and that was it. I just wanted to come and play. So play up in Turner's Cross, play behind the shed. It was frightening. It's a great feeling as a goalkeeper. Great feeling.
And what was it like to challenge Noel Mooney? Obviously,
Noel was very good, but he was everybody knows he's like airy fairy, that kind of way. He was but he was a good goalie. He was solid when he concentrated, but he used to lose concentration. I don't know why. I know you don't get much sometimes in games, but he would lose concentration, but he kept me on my toes, like, you know.
Yeah, and obviously you retain that more. Like when Noel got injured, we know you came in, but then again you never lost the number one after that. The shed, what did it? Because I tell you, I was in the shed myself, and I was good when obviously the revamp came, but it's still the shed, obviously.
It's still the shed, yeah. I know it's the shed and all that. Like, but I still love the old. Like the last night of 2005 when we won the league. Like,
yeah.
I tell you now that'll go to the grave with me that night. It was fabulous. It was fabulous. The feeling. Even though I know the whole ground was bouncing, but the standing in behind the shed was fantastic.
I still can remember my legs being bits from it, but I tell you, we had some great days. I remember yourself and Georgie and a few lads coming up when we won the league. But like you played with some fantastic like to me that City team. Like people will say the City team last year that won the double was probably, you know, it would challenge the team that you had. But what was it like playing with Kevin Doyle, Georgie, John O'Flynn?
Georgie was frightening. Georgie was frightening to play with. Like, you know what I mean? You seen him, like there wasn't an ounce of fat in his body. Like, you know, he was a thin guy, but he was so strong on the ball. Like, and he'd pick out a pass, and he was frightening. Yeah. Finney up front, Kevin Doyle, like Dan Murray at the back, like
Benno and Dan,
Benno, Hoggy, even Hoggy, like Hoggy was the best fullback in the country. Like, he never got really recognition for it or anything. Like, you know, they're all saying I was supposed to get an international recognition or something like that. Like, but Neil Horgan, like, was frightening. He'd kick his mother for the ball, like, you know what I mean? He'd kick anybody for the ball, like, he wasn't letting anybody pass, like, he was a down to earth guy, like, you know, he was superb, like.
Yeah, no, that team will always, like, I remember trying to get jerseys and stuff back then as a young fella, asking, being cheeky, can I have a jersey, but I tell you, that team was something else. And you see Benno went to Reading, Doyle went to Reading, obviously great times, and even that Intertoto Cup run, taking out some of them big teams. What was it like to do that? It
was fabulous. We had a 6-week period there that we were just playing in Europe every week. Like, you know, we were doing well. We were a solid team. Like, you know, we were a good team to play in Europe as well, because we could soak up the pressure and break with the boys so quick up front, like, and Fenny up front and all that. Like, it was great. Like, it was a great time.
Definitely. Now that international call, I remember that very well, right? Did it come really close? There was any call?
I was supposed to go up training with them and all that, like, but I think it was just a token effort, and we just got pissed off about it, like, you know, kind of. It's like it is these days, like when they call in people, like, you know, I think Mark was up in photo with him training. Yeah. I think Gary Rogers with Drogheda, he was calling to the squad, like. But if you're calling Gary Rogers as my inch Carol Mark, like, Mark is one of the top keepers in the country now.
Yeah, to be fair, to be fair.
And I was surprised that I think they're only token gestures. I don't think they're ever going to choose them, because there's such amount of goalkeepers now from the Irish team. There's a good prospects there, like, you know, but definitely it's only talking things, I think.
It's looking bright. Like, if you could pick one moment in the City jersey for you, what would stand out the most? Would it be the league, the FAI Cup, or is it something else?
The league that night, Turner's Cross, the last night, the shed was frightening, but I always wanted to win the cup. I don't know, it was just, I think Damon Richardson put in the words in. It was like a romance with the cup. Yeah. You'd always watch the cup final on telly. I always said I wanted to play in one. I know we lost one that year. Like, well, that was when you have to win the league. Like, not
against Drogheda, was it?
Yeah. I think none of us were sort of up for that. Like, after winning the league. Yeah. The cup, the league, but it's hard to choose. But I'd say 2005 the league.
The league. I'm still celebrating it, to be honest.
I think I am too. I think I'm living off it as well.
Obviously, we know what happened to City towards the end. Obviously, you know, the financial problem and all that kind of stuff. I say it was hard, obviously, to leave the club when you probably didn't want to leave, you know.
It was, yeah. It was. I didn't want to leave, but Paul Doolan didn't really sort of help me. He didn't want. He was bringing in Dan, like, and he was going to be his number one. Yeah. I thought it was better than Dan, and he was giving him. They were half of my wages, and I said, like, I couldn't live on that. Like, it was simple as that. Like, Walford came in, that was it. I wanted to go back to Walford, and I was living off the money. Like, it was simple as that. Like, you know.
Yeah, I remember when that happened. I think a lot of us were gutted. To be fair, I think we.
Yeah, and even to bring in Dan, like, he was paying the money. Like, you know, I know there wasn't much money there. Like, but I was like, I couldn't have lived what they were trying to give me. Yeah. They still wanted me to be full time. I said no.
It definitely divided a lot of fans, though. And, like, no disrespect to Dan O'Connor, but we used to give him a bad time in the shed when he was on goal against us. You know what I mean? So we were surprised when that actually happened. It was a really turbulent time for the club in general. Like, we seen things happen that we never thought would happen. But I suppose these days it's good to see the club in better shape.
It's super. Johnny has him, the club, the forward, everything, the fans, everything's running. Everything's just run well now up there. Nothing's been taken for granted. He's doing A to B, A to Z, everything. Like, you know what I mean.
Definitely. What kind of players would you still get out to the cross every now and again?
I would, yeah. I go up the odd times. I was down in Walford for the Munster derby. I had to go into that. Yeah. I've still talking to Nulls, like, I'm talking to Benno, the odd text and all that hoggy. Yeah. I wouldn't know most of the young lads now, like, you know what I mean. But I would have played against them, I think, when they were starting off, like. But there's some sort of super players there. Like.
There is indeed. And like I know it's very hard to pick the one player, Michael, but if you could pick one or two, like for you, who are the players at City that you know, like, this is a different level. Like it's another level completely. It's probably hard to pick. Like Dan Murray, I always said Dan Murray. Like that man's a legend. But
Dan was superb. Like you know what I mean. And Benno was. Yeah, I couldn't pick. They were
too good.
Like Finney, pace, everything, finishing. I know he got injured in it a lot. Like, but Kevin Doyle, Georgie, even Liam Kearney, like Billy Woods. Billy Woods is spectacular.
Billy, a legend.
You know? People forget about Billy as well, but Billy was solid. You could play in any position. You could put him front. You could put him left back. You could put him centre half. You had to. He was. I think the team then was just perfect.
It was a perfect balance there. And do you reckon we'll ever see you back at the club? Goalkeeper coach, assistant, you know?
I'd love to. But that's Biscuit's job for life, like, you know what I mean? He's a legend.
He looks younger every time you see him.
I'm telling you, he's fitter than everybody that's in that club. But I hope he stays there forever, like, you know what I mean? Because he just talks to goalkeepers as well, like, you know, he does a good training session. But he listens to him, talk to him, he works out things, like, there's a lot of things that goalkeepers have to put up with, you know, just mental issues and all that, like when you're standing and go for 90 minutes, you mightn't say touch one ball, just keep going. Like he taught you well over that.
Definitely. And just last of all, for all the young keepers out there, we have a young lad, Queven Kelleher. He's signed a new contract with Liverpool, which is great. They made a big deal about it. You know, what's the most important thing for a goalkeeper? Because like we'd always have a lot of like young lads watching the interviews and stuff. What would be ideal? What would you say? Like, you know, how do you go about your business?
Just train as hard as you play. I always used to do that. Like, you know, I did enjoy my time and all that. Like, but when I did train, like, you know, I trained hard, like, you know, I really enjoyed it, like, you know, it's just be yourself, like, just your first decision's your right decision. People, you see keepers stopping and starting, and well, I go, the first decision you do in your head, just do it.
Do it.
That's it.
Michael, you're a gent as always, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. A huge thank you to our media partners, Distributors Cork, and Shooters Pool and Gaming in Blackpool. Sports Matters TV, bringing the sports home.